The world is full of incredible landscapes that leave us in awe of their beauty and grandeur. Some of these natural wonders are so impressive that they have become true global icons, attracting millions of visitors every year. They are the result of millions of years of natural processes that shaped the Earth, and today remind us how spectacular our planet can be. In this video, we will explore the 10 greatest natural wonders of the world, destinations that surprise with their incomparable magnitude and beauty. Each of these wonders tells a unique story, whether due to their geological formation or the biodiversity they shelter. From immense mountain ranges to iconic rivers and waterfalls, these landscapes show us the strength and diversity of nature. Furthermore, many of these wonders are located in protected areas, which guarantees their preservation for future generations. If you are passionate about nature and want to know more about these spectacular places, stay until the end of this video. Let's travel across the planet, from stunning deserts to snow-capped mountains, and discover why these wonders are so important. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive more content like this despite their grandeur and beauty. Many of these natural wonders face significant challenges related to preservation and the impact of human activities. With the increase in tourism in remote regions and the growing demand for the exploration of natural resources, these areas are under constant pressure. Environmental degradation, climate change, and deforestation threaten some of these iconic landscapes, which, if not protected, could suffer irreparable damage in the coming years. Climate change has been one of the biggest global challenges, directly affecting many of these wonders. Rising temperatures, melting glaciers, and changes in rainfall and drought patterns are transforming some of these regions. Places like the Great Barrier Reef, for example, are facing mass coral bleaching due to warming oceans, putting one of the richest ecosystems on the planet at risk. Without effective conservation actions, the impact of climate change could be devastating for these natural wonders. Furthermore, human exploitation is another risk factor. Uncontrolled tourism can cause degradation in sensitive areas, such as national parks and nature reserves. The construction of infrastructure, pollution, and even interference with local biodiversity are problems that arise when tourism is not well managed. Despite the efforts of many governments and organizations to protect these areas, economic development often conflicts with the need for environmental preservation. On the other hand, many of these wonders are the heart of local communities that depend on tourism to survive. This means it is essential to strike a balance between conservation and sustainable development to ensure these areas continue to thrive without being harmed. Global awareness and support for sustainable tourism practices are critical to preserving these landscapes and ensuring they continue to inspire and amaze future generations. Number 10. Aurora Borealis, Norway. Canada, Iceland, Finland. The Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, is one of the most fascinating natural phenomena on the planet. This wonder occurs when solar particles collide with Earth's atmosphere, creating a colorful light show that illuminates the night sky in regions close to the Arctic Circle. Countries like Norway, Canada, Iceland, and Finland are some of the best places to witness this phenomenon, which varies from shades of green, purple, pink, and even red, depending on atmospheric conditions and solar activity. The formation of the aurora is directly linked to solar activity and the Earth's magnetic field, which makes each appearance unique and unpredictable. The phenomenon can be observed during the winter months in polar regions, where the nights are longer and darker, creating the perfect setting to enjoy this light show. For local residents, the aurora is not just a light show, but a phenomenon that carries centuries of cultural myths and legends. Being revered by native peoples such as the Inuit and the Sami, despite its beauty, the Aurora Borealis is linked to solar activity, which means it can vary in intensity and frequency over the years. More intense solar cycles result in stronger and more frequent auroras, while periods of less solar activity can reduce the intensity of the phenomenon. This makes observing the aurora a unique and unpredictable experience, attracting tourists from all over the world who seek to witness this natural spectacle. The Northern Lights do not face the same environmental challenges as other natural wonders, but increased tourism in regions where they are visible raises concerns about the human impact on these fragile ecosystems. Uncontrolled tourism can cause damage to the Arctic environment, disturbing local wildlife and polluting remote areas. However, sustainable tourism efforts have been implemented to ensure local communities can thrive while protecting these vulnerable regions and preserving the aurora for future generations. Number 9. Grand Canyon, United States. The Grand Canyon, located in the state of Arizona, in the United States, is one of the most impressive geological formations in the world, some 446 kilometers long, up to 29 kilometers wide, and depths of up to 1.8 kilometers. This natural wonder was carved over millions of years by the Colorado River. The Grand Canyon offers a spectacular view of rock layers dating back billions of years, revealing the Earth's geological history in an impressive way. Formed over about 6 million years, the Grand Canyon is the result of erosion caused by the Colorado River and its tributaries, which slowly cut through the arid, rocky terrain of the Colorado Plateau. The landscape is made up of different layers of sedimentary rocks, which vary in color and texture, creating a color palette that ranges from red and orange to brown and gray. These layers offer a unique window into Earth's geological past, with some of them dating back more than 2 billion years. In addition to its scenic beauty, the Grand Canyon is an important center of biodiversity. The national park that houses the canyon is home to a wide variety of plants and animals, many of which are only found in this region. From the desert at the top to the lower areas near the river, the diversity of ecosystems is remarkable, with cacti, pine trees, and a large amount of wildlife, including eagles, cougars, and foxes. The interaction between the arid desert climate and the presence of the Colorado River creates unique conditions for wildlife. Despite its grandeur and protection as a national park, the Grand Canyon faces challenges related to increased tourism and the preservation of its natural integrity. Pressure from tourism can lead to trail erosion and negative impact on local ecosystems. Furthermore, the issue of water resource management is increasingly critical, with the Colorado River being an important source of water for millions of people in the western United States. The challenge is to balance public access to this natural wonder with the need to protect its fragile environment for future generations. Number 8. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef, located off the coast of Queensland, Australia, is the largest coral reef system in the world and one of the most iconic natural wonders on the planet. Stretching more than 2,300 kilometers, this vast ecosystem is made up of approximately 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands, harboring extraordinary biodiversity. From colorful fish to sharks, sea turtles, and rays, the Great Barrier Reef is a true marine sanctuary with thousands of species that depend on this environment to survive. This ecosystem, which is visible even from space, is not only one of Australia's most famous tourist attractions, but also an important indicator of the planet's environmental health. The corals that make up the barrier are living organisms that are extremely sensitive to environmental changes, and the reef serves as a kind of thermometer for ocean conditions. The region's warm, shallow waters provide the ideal environment for the growth of corals, which in turn support a complex network of marine life. However, the Great Barrier Reef is under threat due to several factors, with coral bleaching being one of the most serious. This phenomenon occurs when rising ocean water temperatures, coupled with climate change, cause corals to expel the symbiotic algae living in their tissues, leading to loss of color and eventually coral death. Mass bleaching events, such as those that occurred in 2016 and 2017, have already caused considerable damage to parts of the reef, compromising its biodiversity and ecological health. In addition to the impact of climate change, increased pollution and human activity, including rampant tourism and overfishing, also pose serious threats to the Great Barrier Reef. Reef degradation not only affects marine life, but also local communities who depend on tourism and fishing for their livelihoods. To protect this natural wonder, conservation initiatives have been implemented, and there is a global effort to reduce environmental impacts and promote sustainable tourism, ensuring that the Great Barrier Reef continues to amaze the world for many years to come. Number 7. Mount Everest, Nepal, China. Mount Everest, located in the Himalayan mountain range on the border between Nepal and China-Tibet, is the highest mountain in the world, with an impressive 8,848 meters of altitude. It is considered one of the greatest natural wonders on the planet, not only for its height, but also for the challenge and fascination it exerts on explorers, climbers, and adventurers from all over the world. Climbing Everest is the dream of many, and reaching its summit is a feat that few can achieve due to the extreme conditions. The formation of Everest began about 60 million years ago, when the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates collided, forcing the mountains that make up the Himalayas to rise. This geological process is still ongoing, which causes Everest to continue to grow at a rate of a few millimeters per year. The mountain, with its steep, snow-covered slopes, is the highest point of the Earth and a true symbol of overcoming for those who dare to face it. In addition to its impressive height, Everest is known for its challenging conditions. Temperatures can drop to extreme levels, and violent winds and low atmospheric pressure make climbing dangerous, requiring exceptional physical and mental preparation. The death zone, starting at around 8,000 meters altitude, is the most challenging part of the climb, where the amount of oxygen in the air is too low to sustain human life without support equipment. Even with all the preparation, many climbers face deadly risks when trying to reach the top. Despite being an imposing natural wonder, Mount Everest faces challenges related to increased tourism and mountaineering. With the growing number of climbers trying to reach the summit every year, the mountain suffers from the accumulation of trash, waste, and even bodies left behind. Additionally, melting glaciers due to climate change are affecting the environment around Everest, increasing the risks of ice slides and avalanches. Organizations and local governments are taking steps to preserve Everest by limiting the number of climbers and promoting sustainable mountaineering practices. Number 6. Victoria Falls, Zambia. Zimbabwe Victoria Falls, or Victoria Falls, located on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, is one of the largest and most impressive waterfalls in the world. With a width of approximately 1,700 meters and a height of 108 meters, these falls are known locally as Mocio a Inya, which means the smoke that thunders, a reference to the deafening sound of falling water and the mist that rolls in, rises from the fall. The Zambezi River, which forms the falls, flows into a deep gorge, creating a spectacular view that attracts tourists from all over the world. In addition to its grandeur, Victoria Falls is considered one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, and its magnitude is even more impressive during the rainy season, when the volume of water reaches its peak. The sound of the falling river can be heard from miles away, and the mist generated by the falls can be seen from over 50 kilometers away. During the dry season, the falls also offer a unique experience, with the water flow decreasing, revealing more details of the rock formations and allowing activities such as hiking close to the edges. In addition to being a visual spectacle, Victoria Falls is a region of great biodiversity. The banks of the Zambezi River are surrounded by lush tropical forests, which are home to rich wildlife, including elephants, hippos, and crocodiles. The area around the falls is protected by national parks on both sides of the border, ensuring this natural beauty is preserved and local species continue to thrive. Ecotourism also plays an important role in the local economy, with safaris and boat trips attracting visitors who want to explore the region's fauna and flora. Despite its grandeur and protection as a natural heritage, Victoria Falls faces challenges related to climate change and tourism management. In years of intense drought, the Zambezi's water flow can drop drastically, affecting the volume of the falls and impacting the local ecosystem. Furthermore, uncontrolled tourism can generate pollution and degradation of the surrounding areas, putting this fragile ecosystem at risk. To preserve this natural wonder, sustainable tourism and environmental preservation efforts are essential to ensure Victoria Falls continues to delight future generations. Number 5. Aurora Australis, Antarctica and regions of the Southern Hemisphere. The Aurora Australis, twin sister of the famous Aurora Borealis, is one of the most dazzling natural spectacles that occur in regions close to the South Pole. This phenomenon, like its northern hemisphere counterpart, occurs when solar particles come into contact with the Earth's magnetic field, resulting in explosions of colorful lights in the night sky. While the Aurora Borealis enchants the skies of the Arctic, the Aurora Australis can be seen in the southernmost areas of the planet, especially in places such as Antarctica, southern New Zealand, and parts of the extreme south of South America, such as Patagonia. The phenomenon is characterized by bright lights in shades of green, pink, purple, and blue, which dance across the sky, creating an almost mystical spectacle. The Aurora Australis is less well known compared to the Northern Lights, mainly due to the remote location of the areas in which it is visible. The isolation of Antarctica, for example, makes access difficult for tourists, making the phenomenon less accessible for observation. However, those who have the opportunity to witness the Aurora Australis in all its glory are treated to an unforgettable and rare experience. The formation of the Aurora Australis occurs in a similar way to the Northern Lights, with charged solar particles being attracted by the Earth's magnetic field, interacting with atoms in the atmosphere and creating explosions of light. The phenomenon is most visible during the winter months in the southern hemisphere, when nights are longer and dark. Conditions make the spectacle brighter. The intensity of the aurora varies with solar activity, and solar cycles play a key role in the frequency and intensity of the phenomenon, making the viewing experience different each year. Despite its beauty and allure, remote access to the Aurora Australis also helps preserve the environment where it occurs. Unlike more accessible regions in the Arctic, where tourism has increased in recent years, the Aurora Australis continues to be protected by the isolation of the South Pole areas. However, With the increase in adventure tourism and polar expeditions, there are concerns about the human impact in these delicate and remote areas. Maintaining a balance between the desire to observe this incredible phenomenon and preserving the unique ecosystems of the southern hemisphere will be essential to ensuring that the aurora australis continues to shine for generations to come. Number 4. Mount Roraima, Brazil, Venezuela and Guyana. Mount Roraima, located on the triple border between Brazil, Venezuela and Guyana, is one of the oldest and most fascinating geological formations on the planet. With its imposing 2,810 meters high and its characteristic flat top, Roraima is one of the best-known tepui in the world. These flat-topped mountains are unique formations, created millions of years ago when South America and Africa were still connected as part of the supercontinent Gondwana. Mount Roraima, in addition to its stunning appearance, also plays an important role in the mythology of local indigenous tribes, who consider it a sacred place. Mount Roraima was carved over geological eras by erosion, and today its top is a true island in the sky, with a unique and isolated ecosystem. Roraima's flora and fauna are specially adapted to its extreme conditions. The top of the hill is home to carnivorous plants, mosses and lichens found nowhere else in the world. This biological isolation made Roraima a point of interest for biologists and scientists who study biodiversity and the evolution of species in extremely isolated environments. In addition to its ecological importance, Mount Roraima is a popular destination for adventurers and trekking enthusiasts. The climb to the top is challenging and can take days, crossing dense forests and steep rocky walls. However, the reward is an unparalleled panoramic view and the opportunity to explore one of the most mysterious and ancient places on the planet. The unpredictable weather conditions at the top, with frequent rains and dense fog, give the landscape an almost alien appearance, which increases the fascination and mystique of the place. Despite its isolation, Mount Roraima faces environmental challenges resulting from increased tourism. While tourism brings economic benefits to local communities, it also poses a potential threat to the mountaintop's fragile ecosystem. Trails, trash accumulation and habitat disturbance are concerns that local guides and environmental organizations try to mitigate through sustainable tourism practices. Protecting this natural and cultural heritage is essential to ensure that Mount Roraima continues to be an unexplored and preserved natural wonder. Number 3. Yellowstone National Park, United States. Yellowstone National Park, located primarily in the state of Wyoming, United States, is one of the oldest and most iconic national parks in the world, known for its vast natural beauty and unique geothermal features. Founded in 1872, Yellowstone covers an area of approximately 8,983 square kilometers and is home to an incredible diversity of landscapes, from mountains and valleys to rivers and dense forests. The park is particularly famous for its hot springs, geysers, and mud pools, which are visible evidence of the volcanic activity occurring below the surface. One of Yellowstone's biggest highlights is the Old Faithful Geyser, which attracts millions of tourists every year. This geyser, known for its predictability, erupts every 90 minutes, shooting boiling water more than 30 meters into the air. In addition to Old Faithful, the park is home to more than half of the world's active geysers, making it a true geological spectacle. Colorful thermal pools, like the Grand Prismatic Spring, with its vibrant blue, green, and orange colors, are made up of minerals and microorganisms that thrive in the warm waters and represent one of the most photographed landscapes in the park. In addition to its geothermal features, Yellowstone is a haven for a wide variety of wildlife. Wolves, bison, elk, grizzly bears, and black bears are just some of the species that inhabit the park. Yellowstone's rich biodiversity makes it an important destination for researchers and conservationists. The park is also an example of how the reintroduction of species, such as the gray wolf, can have a positive impact on the ecological balance of an area. Wildlife viewing is one of the main attractions for visitors, who can explore the park's vast valleys and mountains in search of these animals. However, Yellowstone faces challenges related to climate change and mass tourism. Rising temperatures threaten the balance of ecosystems, and tourism can have negative impacts on local flora and fauna. During peak season, the park deals with the challenge of accommodating millions of visitors, which can result in trail degradation and pollution. To protect this natural wonder, continued preservation efforts and sustainable tourism practices are critical to ensuring Yellowstone remains pristine and vibrant for future generations. Number 2. Ha Long Bay, Vietnam. Ha Long Bay, located in northeastern Vietnam, is one of Southeast Asia's most stunning and iconic landscapes. Famous for its emerald green waters and karst limestone rock formations that emerge dramatically from the sea, Halong Bay is one of the world's greatest natural wonders. With more than 1,600 islands and islets spread across the bay, the scenery is nothing short of cinematic, and the area was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994, protecting its ecological and cultural value. The rock formations of Halong Bay are the result of millions of years of erosion and geological activity, creating a unique landscape of rocky peaks and carved caves. Some of the islands contain enormous caves, such as Hang Seng Esp Cave of Surprise, which impresses visitors with its stalagmites and stalactites. Additionally, many of the islands are covered in dense vegetation, providing a refuge for local wildlife and creating a unique ecosystem. The combination of natural beauty and biodiversity makes the bay one of the most popular destinations in Vietnam. The name Halong means ascending dragon in Vietnamese, and the bay is shrouded in legend and myth. According to local tradition, a dragon descended from the sky to protect Vietnam from invaders and, by beating its tail, created the valleys and mountains that form the islands in the bay. This spiritual and historical connection makes Halong a place revered by locals, as well as being a tourist attraction. The legends surrounding the bay further enrich its mystical atmosphere, attracting travelers looking for an experience that combines history, culture, and nature. Despite its beauty and World Heritage status, Halong Bay faces challenges regarding environmental preservation. The rapid growth of tourism in the region, coupled with water pollution and uncontrolled urban development, threatens the bay's delicate ecosystem. To mitigate these impacts, efforts are being made to promote sustainable tourism, control the number of visitors, and encourage practices that protect the ecological integrity of the bay. Protecting Halong Bay is crucial to ensuring this natural wonder continues to delight future generations. Number 1. Amazon. South America. The Amazon, the largest tropical forest in the world, covers a vast area that stretches across 9 countries in South America, with Brazil, Peru, and Colombia housing most of its extension. This forest, which is more than 5.5 million square kilometers, is often called the lungs of the planet for its ability to absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide and produce about 20% of Earth's oxygen. The Amazon is, without a doubt, one of the greatest and most crucial natural wonders in the world, both for its biodiversity and for its vital impact on the global climate balance. The biodiversity of the Amazon is simply incomparable. The forest is home to more than 10% of all known species on the planet, with millions of plants, animals, and insects living in its ecosystems. From iconic predators like the jaguar to small amphibians, the Amazon is a biological treasure like no other. Furthermore, many of the species that inhabit the forest are still unknown to science, which makes the Amazon a vital field for biodiversity and conservation studies. Amazon rivers, such as the Amazon River, also play an essential role in the forest ecosystem, being home to unique species, such as the pink dolphin. The Amazon is not only a place of ecological importance, but also a cultural one. The forest is home to countless indigenous communities who depend on its resources to survive and who have developed a deep knowledge of their plants, animals, and ways of life for centuries. These communities, many of which live traditionally and in harmony with nature, are guardians of ancient knowledge that is closely linked to the preservation of the forest. Indigenous peoples' spiritual and cultural connection to the Amazon is a vital aspect of its global importance. Unfortunately, the Amazon faces serious threats, mainly large-scale deforestation and the illegal exploitation of natural resources. The forest is being destroyed at an accelerated pace to make way for cattle ranching, agriculture, and logging, which not only contributes to the loss of biodiversity, but also accelerates climate change. Deforestation reduces the forest's ability to absorb carbon dioxide, worsening global warming. International and local efforts to preserve the Amazon are crucial, and conservation measures such as creating protected areas and promoting sustainable practices are essential to ensure this natural wonder continues to exist for future generations. When exploring these incredible natural wonders, it becomes clear that our planet is home to a diversity of stunning landscapes that not only enchant us with their beauty, but also play crucial roles in sustaining life on Earth. From majestic mountains to lush rainforests, these wonders are a testament to the power and strength of nature over millions of years of evolution. However, these landscapes are not only sources of wonder, but also of reflection, as many of them face significant challenges due to climate change and human impact. Environmental degradation caused by uncontrolled tourism, deforestation, pollution, and other forms of human exploitation threatens many of these iconic places. As we have seen with the Great Barrier Reef and the Amazon, human action has direct consequences for entire ecosystems, which can be irreversibly damaged. Preserving these natural wonders is not only a responsibility of governments and organizations, but also of each of us, who can promote sustainable tourism practices and support conservation initiatives. Furthermore, many of these wonders are vital not only to the environment, but also to the local communities that depend on them for their livelihoods. The balance between economic development and ecological preservation is one of the biggest challenges we face. Ensuring that future generations can continue to enjoy these extraordinary landscapes requires coordinated action at all levels, from government policy to visitor behavior. Finally, these natural wonders are not just places of physical beauty. They connect us to something greater, remind us of the fragility of our planet, and inspire us to protect it. As we reflect on the importance of these places, we must commit to protecting and conserving these jewels of nature so that they continue to amaze and sustain life on the planet for generations to come. Thank you for watching until the end. These natural wonders show us how spectacular planet Earth truly is and how important it is to protect and preserve these places for future generations. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive notifications of upcoming videos. And of course, share with us in the comments, which of these wonders would you like to visit? Or do you know of any other natural wonders that should be on this list? Let's continue this conversation in the comments. Until the next video.